What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another backyard jeeping video. I'm Jarek.
I'm Jonathan.
And today we got a really cool little project that we're doing today on the 01 XJ, old Big Booty Judy, or the 01 shitbox as Jonathan likes to say.
There you go.
We got a really cool thing that we're doing today, so we're going to do a little unboxing of it. It's from Ksuspension. I highly recommend anybody that has a coil pack on their Jeep, especially their XJ, because this is what this kit is for. I highly recommend you guys go over to Ksuspension, check it out. It's going to be a nice little install. So let's go ahead and jump into this unboxing, and then we'll jump into the install. Yep. All right, guys, we got a goodie box here from good old Ksuspension. I've had this for a little bit, been wanting to put it on, just been so busy with the other stuff with the Jeep that I haven't had a chance to do it. But today we have time. So right here, of course, you got your good old Ksuspension sticker, which you can't see it just yet, but we'll put it on something here in a minute. And this is the bracket that's going to hold the Viper coil pack conversion that we're doing here. Got the good old Ksuspension logo there. And old Jonathan's favorite rivet nut right there. Now the cool thing about this is actually going to mount to the coolant reservoir, the overflow. And then we got some good old spark plugs here, because we are getting rid of that coil, so now we can run some plugs and wires.
Mind how you just look at the roof, looking at those.
Yes, sir. And then we have the extended connector. This will plug into the Viper coil pack and then plug into the factory harness for your coil rail. We have the hardware here. A good old Ksuspension business card. Check them out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and their website at ksuspensionfab.com. And then into the meat and the potatoes of this bad boy here. This is what we came here for. I'll have a link in the description. This is what we are after. Right here. This is the new coil pack that we're going to be throwing on here. And what this does is it eliminates that raggedy coil rail that came on the 2000 to 01 XJs that everybody hates. I know I do, because I've already had to replace it on here twice, and it didn't even fix the problem, because I thought it was a problem, because they're really stubborn to diagnose. Then, you know, the boot likes to rip, and if you have to take it on, take it off, take it on, take it off while you're checking stuff. And it's just all out a pain, a hassle. It's clunky. It's in the way of everything. So yeah, we're going to throw this bad boy on here and see what happens. That's really nice. Alright, so yeah, let's jump into this install. Here's everything really quick. I'll lay it all out again. Alright, there's everything laid out on the old big booty.
It's a shit box.
Oh, my bad. 01 shit box, everybody. Jonathan's here. It's 01 shit box. Install. Yeah. Right. Jonathan said he wanted to do the install today, so I'm not going to complain. I get to stand here and look pretty and man the camera. So the tools that we're going to be using today, of course, we're going to be using the ratchet. And we have the 1/2 inch. I probably can't see that because of the sun, but it's a 1/2 inch socket for the coil, or the coil rail, I'm sorry. And then we have the 5/16 inch socket for the hardware that is on the coolant reservoir. And then we have the 7/16 inch socket that is for the hardware that mounts the new coil to the bracket. We're going to go ahead and mount the coil to the bracket. before we do anything else, which, you know, here's the bracket, there's the coil. Now, before you do that, you want to make sure that you have the K on the K suspension bracket, the K facing the front of the Jeep, because that's the orientation of the holes on here and on the bracketry there. And then for the coil, you want to have it, the plug facing the firewall. So you want to have it facing towards the factory plug there. So that's also going to determine your firing order. And then what that is it's 1, start at the bottom, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So up 1 through 3, down is 4, 5, and 6. So there's that. Alright guys, and this is what it looks like once it's on the bracket. Can you show that? That's what it looks like once it's on the bracket. He just has the 4 screws that it came with, and then it just goes into the nut rivets that is on the back. So then, after that, you just have to, let me see if I can't show you guys that part. You just have to take out the factory screws that come into the washer or the coolant reservoir right there. Let's see if we can. Yep. There's one on that side and then one on the other side. And what size are you using for that?
5/16.
Using the 5/16 for that one. Alright, he's got both of the screws off there, so then he's just going to line that up with the holes on the coolant reservoir. And once again, make sure that the plug is facing the firewall and the K is facing you. And then you just put it back in there, and then whenever you tighten it down, you don't want to over tighten it. I mean, you want to make sure that it's snug, but you don't have to He-Man it. That one's snugged up too.
Yep.
Alright guys, so we got that snugged up. Now we are going to, let me see if I can't get you an angle of, we got coil rail there, and there's what, 4?
Yep.
There's 4 bolts that go across. You got one here, and then another one back there, and then one in the very, very back. So he's going to go ahead and take those off, and then you have to disconnect the connector in the back of it there, and then you can wiggle and maneuver and MacGyver this thing out of here. And make sure you keep a hold of all of your factory stuff just in case something goes wrong and this doesn't work, or you don't have to go without being able to drive your vehicle. You can just simply slap on your coil rail back on, get in contact with Ksuspension and wonderful customer service, and they'll be able to assist you from there.
Done it while you had the motor
Yeah,
out.
well, you know, engine you mean?
Engine, motor, same thing.
Nope. Don't even get me started.
I'm gonna get you.
What do y'all think, guys? Leave it in the comments below. Is this an engine or a motor? Leave it in the comments below. We'll let them decide. How about that? Alright, guys, and like that, we have the coil out. Let me zoom out really quick. And this is the coil rail. This is what we're getting rid of. Now, a lot of times, I mean, as you can see, this is, I mean, it's still brand new. This is a brand new engine. Put it in there, what, maybe about 10,000 miles ago, maybe? Yeah. If even that. Not even that.
Well, Haley bought her Jeep a year ago, and then...
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't really driving this thing because I had the Chrysler. I'd say around maybe 5,000 miles on it. Since putting the brand new engine in. So yeah, this is it. These rubber boots, man, they like to rip. As you can see, we was fighting to get this thing out. Just imagine having to do that to try to diagnose, a misfire. Thinking that this is bad, and then you keep trying to put a new one on. It still doesn't work. Just fight it. But now, we can toss this. I'm not really going to toss it. I'm going to keep it because, like I said, it's new. One of my buddies might need it. So now, this would also be a good time to change your spark plugs if you need to. I mean, you might as well, since you've gone this far, you might as well put you some new plugs in there. But luckily for me, I don't have to because it's a brand new engine. So now we can just go straight on to the wires. Actually, which one do you want to do first? You want to do the wires? You want to? It'd probably be easier to go ahead and plug this in.
That's what I want to do. That end goes to the...
Yeah, this end right here. This goes to the coil. Right here. And then this end plugs into the factory wiring harness that's all the way down there. So you just got to snake that down and around. And whenever you plug it into the coil, you want to make sure that your little red safety tab is
I'm going to stick it on top of this hose to keep it up some.
And then after that,
okay, that's plugged in.
You just want to follow your firing order. Now remember, facing front is, the left side. Up is 1, 2, and 3. And then facing the firewall, down is 4, 5, and 6. So then you get to just organize your wires. You can make it look all pretty.
Of course, we don't have zip ties. So I just stuck it in behind those wires.
Now remember, going down, the first one is 1. I didn't mean to hand you that one. I'm going to just hand you all of them so that way you can. And what he's going to do is now, we're going to speed this up just that way you guys don't have to go through all the pain of watching this process. But alright guys, and just like that, the wires are now connected to the spark plugs and to the coil. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to put the factory bolts that went for the rail back into the spots they went to, just so that way nothing might get up in there, or just so that way I also don't lose them.
Yeah, no, I knew you'd lose them.
I'd lose them. Alright guys, and just like that, we got the coil pack on there. The Ksuspension setup going on. The wires going to the plugs. No more of this coil pack. So yeah guys, we're going to go ahead and then we'll start it up, make sure that it all is a-okay, and that is it. Yeah man, that was it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, check the link in the description for the link to that, and check out the Instagram, the Facebook, like, subscribe, and share. Leave some comments.